What's good, y'all? I'm back with another video for y'all. Today I just kind of wanted to give y'all a breakdown of how I wanted to get in real estate. And honestly, I did a lot, you know. There are numerous amount of things that I did to attribute to where I am today, but a lot of it just came down to believing in myself and just betting on me time in and time out, time again and time again and time again. And there was a bunch of other things too that I'll kind of give you a full breakdown summary, but just to start out, I'm just gonna tell y'all, bro, like, when you walking down a different path of not only success but life in general, where you see yourself in a different regard or see yourself doing other things outside of the norm, you're gonna get ridiculed for it just because it's outside of the norm. Reason being is because everyone's used to having a 9-to-5 job, having a regular lifestyle where it's like, it's just common. Oh, like, you do this, you do that. Oh, that's cool, that's cool. You do this, you do that. Okay, okay. But when you're an anomaly to the point where you walk different, you talk different, you think different, people are going to call you arrogant, people are going to call you cocky, people are going to call you are so full of yourself. Oh my God, you are so delusional. Like, what makes you believe that? And you just have to ignore the noise. There were points in time where there was friends, family saying like, oh, Jalen, you should have a plan B. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. And I just absolutely ignored them because I knew I couldn't live a life of averages. And I knew that when I was a freshman in college, I knew that I refused to be average. You know, like, being average is just, it just disgusts me. Like, it just, ugh. Shit is fucking gross. Anytime I hear the word fucking average, it fucking grosses me out. So once I knew that, bro, I knew I had to be exceptional. And once I made a commitment to myself where I wanted to be the best at not only everything I did, but also holding myself to a high standard each and every day, even when no one else is watching, that's why you guys see the results that I have. That's why I'm able to buy the car at 22. That's why I have the job that I have. And me just believing in myself and betting on myself. Obviously, there were points in time where I was nervous too, but I didn't let that shit get the best of me because I knew where I wanted to be. I knew where I wanted to go. I had the vision already. And I knew that the person that already had everything that I ever have dreamt of, I knew that I would always tell myself this. I was like, would the highest version of me be scared to be in this circumstance or in this situation right now? Or how would my higher self, with all the stuff that he attains, whether it's the money, the cars, the women, the opportunity, whatever the case may have been, how would he conduct himself in this situation? I would literally ask myself this verbatim. And that was able to kind of give me the faith to kind of push on and go for some of the things that I aspire to not only be, but also aspire to have, you know? Like, there was a point in time where I would go look at cars that were worth multiple millions of dollars. I went to go look at the Bugattis. I went to go look at the Lamborghinis. I went to go look at the Ferraris. I went to go look at the Rolls Royces because I knew there was going to be a point in time where I could buy that shit. Why? Because not only did I believe in myself, but I knew the career path that I took, that would be something easy to attain for me. And with me being a car person, me enjoying cars, like, I just knew that was something I wanted to have, and I was going to do everything in my almighty to be able to attain that. I wanted that to be my lifestyle. I wanted to be that guy that pulls up in the Ferrari and kids run up to me like, hey, what do you do? Oh, how are you able to buy this car? Oh, nice car, bro. Let the little kids rev it, because you know what? I wish I had that person when I was not 5 years old, but when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. Like, so basically, I'm just becoming the person that I always wish I had when I was younger. And obviously, people are going to say, oh, you're money hungry, Jalen, you're money this, you're money that. Well, guess what? You can't do without money. You can't feed your family without money. You can't take care of the bills without money. You can't even fucking travel the world without money. You can't even travel in a car without money because you got to put gas in the bitch. So when people say, oh, money's not everything, I hear what they're saying, but money is definitely significant. And when people say money is the root of all evil, no, it's fucking not. It's the person who's controlling the money. And money's not even fucking real. The Federal Reserve prints that shit every fucking day. And the fact that you guys are chasing it and fucking doing random ass shit in order to get it is just fucking ridiculous. Now, I'm not knocking the hustle. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying take money off a pedestal because it's not fucking real. It's just a sheet of paper. The moment you rip that piece of paper, the money has no value. And the fact that people put the piece of paper over themselves in terms of value need to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out who you need to become in order for you to become valuable to the marketplace. Whether that's learning a high income skill or learning specific skills that not a lot of people have, that makes you valuable. And, that not only makes you valuable, that also makes you a threat to the workplace. Not only will people be wanting to recruit you, but your team or the current employer that you work for are going to pay you as much as possible to keep you there. So a lot of this shit just comes down to personal development and having the right mindset in order for you to achieve whatever set goal you have. It's just about walking that path of who you need to become in order to achieve whatever set goal. That's all this shit comes down to. Everything in life really just comes down to personal development. I kid you the fuck not. And people say, you got lucky, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Now, obviously, was there some luck? Maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, I genuinely don't think it was a lot of luck. I think I just created my own luck. Why? Because I put in the work so that when opportunities did come, I was prepared for them. Prime example, my first internship that I ever had coming out of college, I was able to get it through a mutual connection that my parents had. So the developer that my parents saw at a Bucks game, they happened to see him and happened to talk to him. Now, what are the odds of them seeing my mentor at that Bucks game in that right given moment? Maybe they were sitting. Maybe they could have been sitting in the fucking nosebleeds for all I know. I don't know where they were sitting at. But the fact that they were able to meet and see each other at the game and have a conversation and bring me up in the moment of that, and it just so happened that summer he was having an internship program. It was just like everything fell in line for me. And even before I got that opportunity, I was doing research on real estate. I was understanding how the numbers work. I was understanding how the due diligence. I was understanding how feasible these projects can be. I was understanding the terminology. I was understanding the numbers. I was understanding every nuance as to how this shit comes about. I literally ate, slept, and breathed real estate. I was on podcasts, I was reading books, I was doing everything. And if y'all want me to create a video on what books I read, make sure y'all comment down below, and I'll definitely do that. But honestly, it just comes down to you putting the work. Like, you just have to give up the things that are not conducive to your success. Let's say you want to be a firefighter. Would a firefighter hang around fucking dentists all the time? No, they will probably hang around people that are firefighters or are in the medical field or whatever the case may be. So you need to curate your own circle to be able to have not only the life you want, but also have the right people around you, because those people around you are going to make or break your success. They're either going to pour into you or they're going to take and drain every last ounce of energy out of you. And that's up to you to determine whether that's they drain you with resources, time, mindless conversations. Like, you have to be able to make sure, like, and there's going to be a point in time where it's going to be like, well, this is my friend that I had for a super long time and we've been friends since we were 5. Obviously, it's going to be hard to cut that person off, but that person can hold you back if you don't monitor what y'all talking about and how often you're talking to that person. Now, I'm not saying you have to completely cut that person off, but let's say y'all talk 5 days out the week. Well, maybe you need to cut that down to 1 or 2 days out the week so you can focus on the things that are actually important and that can actually help you achieve your goals long term or even in the short term. So you also too, you have to make sure you're holding yourself accountable to a certain standard. Because if you're not holding yourself to a specific standard, then you're just gonna have a life of mediocrity. And what I mean by standard is, what are you willing to tolerate? Life is a reflection of your standards. If you have low standards, that means you're not gonna. If you have low standards, let's say I'm gonna compare someone with low standards and I'm gonna compare someone with high standards. If there's a person with low standards, they're probably gonna eat like dog shit. They're probably not gonna wear the nice clothes that are ironed. They're just probably wrinkly, dirty, smelly, all of the above. But someone that has high standards, let's say they eat at nice restaurants, let's say they go at nice gyms, let's say they take care of their body, they eat the highest quality food they possibly can. Life just comes down to a reflection of your motherfucking standards. And And if you don't have high standards, just be okay. Sometimes mediocrity is okay for some people. I just know for me personally, that's not. But if there's any of you guys that are watching this and you guys want to be average, that's fine. But don't be crying and complaining where, oh, that job didn't give you a raise, or oh, I don't make enough money, or oh, I don't do this, oh, I don't do that. And a lot of the time, the people that are average and mediocre, they always cry and complain about something. You think people that are have high standards and are competent people cry and complain about shit? No, they just get the job done regardless of the way they feel in that given moment. Like, let's say if they know the shit's gonna be hard, well, they just suck it up and they do the hard shit and do what they need to do because it's going to achieve the goal long term. And a lot of this shit comes down to your why. How bad do you really want it? What are you willing to sacrifice in order to get it? I know for me personally, one of the things that I sacrificed was relationships. Like, I didn't really have any long-term relationships with women in my younger years just because I knew what was going to come with it. And not only like the time, energy, effort, and attention that you have to give, but also money, bro. Like, a lot of the time, and I don't want to sound derogatory in this sense, but let's say if you're with a girl for 2 years and y'all have a great time with each other, and let's say y'all break up or whatever, all that money, all that time, all that energy and focus could have been on you, and you could have made more money, created a better version of yourself than you were when you first initially met her. You probably could have got a better girl. Not saying that your girl was bad or anything, but you could have probably got a better girl that was more up to par with not only your standards, but also was a good match for you. She doesn't hold you back. She doesn't drain you. She understands what you're doing and what your vision and what your purpose is. So a lot of this shit just comes down to like, and obviously everyone's circumstance is different. Some girls have high school sweethearts since they were fucking 15, 16 years old, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is that in my life experience, that's one of the options that I chose to deal with. But once I started to get my life together, then I started dating and started having fun. I'm not saying, oh, you should totally neglect women. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the time, energy, attention, focus, and money that you spend on them, make sure you monitor it so that it's not taking away time, energy, attention, and focus as to what you want out of life. There's a fine balance and there's a fine line between everything. I'm not saying you need to not have any encounterments with women for a year. I'm not saying any of that shit. I'm just saying make sure when you do spend time with them, make sure you're not spending all day with them. Just make sure you have a dedicated amount of time with them where you spend quality time, because at the end of the day, no girl wants to be with a guy that's under them all the time and with them all the time. You'll never miss each other, and at some point she's going to get bored of you. I'm just gonna say it as it is. She's gonna get bored of you, and she's probably gonna fucking leave you for a guy that's not doing or not spend as much time with her because he's focused on his goals and what he wants out of life. Some people are different. I just know in my personal life experience, that's what I've been able to pick up on, and it's something that I've been able to kind of monitor, understand, but it's just a part of the game. I love the game. I just love the fucking game. And if you're not willing to improve yourself on a daily basis, then just be okay with living the average life and knowing what comes with it. I would rather be rich and have a lot of problems in my Lamborghini than being stressed the fuck out about money and when this bill is gonna get paid in a fucking Toyota. So it's honestly all up to you. This shit is fucking possible. Don't think that this shit is not possible. This life is possible. You just have to believe it is. The mind is so powerful. You would be surprised at how powerful it is. I'm gonna ask y'all something, and y'all comment down below. Has there ever been an instance where you thought of something and it happened literally moments after that, whether it was something positive or negative? Now imagine if you did that towards your goals. Think about that shit. I know that shit hit home. Think about that shit for a second. Imagine, bro. Imagine. If you were able to manifest something that was negative or positive, imagine if you actually put that focus on your goals, how your shit would come to fruition and everything you could possibly imagine. saying, bro. This shit is possible, bro. Don't think that just because. And also, too, don't worry about what other people are doing, bro. Walk your own path. Don't get so caught up on, oh, he has a Lambo at 23. Why don't I have that? Because when you self-deprecate like that, you think it's not possible for you and you'll never attain it. Walk your own path. Create your own path of success. Maybe you don't want a Lamborghini. Maybe you just want a nice car, a nice home, and that's it. Well, go out and strive for it each and every day. Because it's possible. You think, bro, the reason why they made these expensive ass cars is because they knew people could buy them. We all came out of our mothers, we all came out the womb. Now, we may not have had the same cars dealt, but there's no difference between me and you. Anybody can have this shit. You hear rag the richest stories all the fucking time. What's holding you back? If you have to get it out the mud, then look at it like this. Think about the person you become on the other end of the spectrum when you do overcome those challenges and obstacles. How strong you will be so that when you do have business, you walk in the park with that shit. That shit easy. It comes to you. It's easy. Any challenge or circumstance that you get hit with, that shit easy because all the shit you have went through to become that person that was able to tolerate that stress level. Think about that shit, bro. All the business shit will be easy to you. It would all be fucking easy to you, bro. This shit's not. I'm telling you, you can do it, bro. You can fucking do it. You can fucking do it. You can have your way in this shit. You just have to believe you can have your way. And that's it for today, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, and follow below. And comment down below if y'all want me to make a video on what kind of books I read so that I was able to have the intellectual knowledge to be able to go out and apply this to the real world. Deuces.